Give me the stick.
You know what?
That's the first one.
That's a cool YouTube video, right?
That is.
That's something different. I like it.
It's funny though because there's a lot of comments on it, and some of them are like, "Fuck this video! I hate this video. This was a waste of my
Every
time."
single video on YouTube has the dude. This sucks. It's a waste. You could videotape Jesus Christ coming back, walking on water, and there will be that guy. Dude, this is such.
This is so.
This is why YouTube.
Fake
videos like this,
so fake.
And then they'd be fake, yeah. It's the same comments.
Yes.
And then there's the, dude, that's so funny, or that this rules, so talented, that's great.
Yeah.
Dude, this is what YouTube, it used to be cool.
There's another kind of another comment that's on every YouTube thing that I have, which is just a literal reaction to what was done.
Yeah.
Like, there's a few comments on that one that say, like, wow, he took that ice cream and got in that helicopter.
Oh, wow. He took it, ran.
That seems like a lot of, he didn't need a whole helicopter to get away from that child, did he? Like, people literally.
Taking it literally.
And you're using a child actor, but some of these dummies, this one right here, oh my God, that was so mean. I hope that was just a joke. And you didn't really just steal ice cream from a little boy making a dramatic escape on a helicopter just for the heck of it, because that would be mean.
You get what it is you get a cross-section of society. You get everything. You're not just getting people that get a joke or have a sense of humor or are stuffy business people. It's everything. So you'll get morons that think everything's real.
Yep.
You'll get the people that think everything's fake.
Well,
you get people that think everything's great.
Exactly.
Everything.
Yes, exactly. No, the one that I have, the most innocuous video that I have on there, my dog fighting with a sprinkler, it's been hit 2 million times. Because
people love animals.
And we wanted
why am I reach?
We want to show it at the virus tour, but we didn't. We can't get a good.
I don't have. I took it with a little digital camera.
Yeah.
So, but there's a bunch of people that are really mad at me because the name of the video is Louis C.K.'s Stupid Dog, and because I call my dog stupid, she's stupid. She's a dog,
of course.
And the video, if you haven't checked it out yet, is Louis' dog kind of chasing after a sprinkler.
She's trying to drink from a high-powered sprinkler.
I like to think that she's trying to eat it. She's trying to eat it.
The velocity of the water is turning her head sideways,
whipping her head
every time she bites into it,
ripping out teeth.
Oh, that's hysterical.
Well, watch. Then she follows this thing.
She tries. She's like, and then she goes,
barks at it a little.
I'm done with it.
All right,
that's how we want to introduce you at the virus tour, but we don't have a good copy of that.
Well, since I put that one has more comments than anything else, and most of them are negative. People saying you shouldn't call your dog stupid. You're stupid because you didn't give her enough water. That's why she's doing that.
Dogs love things like that.
Other people saying you're wasting water. It's a public park sprinkler near my house.
You got 6,300 comments and 4 honors, by the way. What are the honors for the video there, E-Rock?
Cruel.
Down, right there. No, up.
Most fake video. It's not even a real dog, dude.
E-Rock.
It's the dog in the Pirates of the Caribbean that is holding the keys.
This one is on. Also, it was on Keith Olbermann on.
Oh my!
It was on television.
Oh really?
I just read. Somebody told me it was.
E-Rock honors. You've never looked at honors on a video?
Why would he even know about honors?
E-Rock, move the arrow to your left.
E-Rock.
All right, now up,
directing his mouse
to the right,
higher,
right,
higher.
Down.
Why?
Down to left.
Oh my God!
Right there. Right.
Oh my God! It's like a young retarded child.
I didn't know you could have honors. I don't even know what that is.
Most discussed all-time comedy. You're in 95th place.
Not bad.
Recently featured 66th place. You're big in Poland. Recently featured in Poland. 26th place, though. Let's see what Polish videos are beating it right now.
Wow.
All right, here's the Polish.
Probably a person doing the same thing.
Oh, boy.
Fuck, that's funny.
The Polish people are watching it going, so that's how you drink from a sprinkler.
Well, you got the joy of shaving beating you. Go to the first
joy
page.
Of shaving.
First page there. Polish videos recently featured in Poland. Wow, I can't speak Polish.
You speak Polish? Oh.
Tesla.
Well, you were.
Tesla coil at Duxin 2007.
Tesla.
South Bank juggling. Ararat video. Whatever. I guess this isn't as fun.
Crap.
We were hoping. Yeah.
Oh, well.
Sorry.
Damn. How many hits, though?
That one over 2 million. It's getting close to 3 now. I think it's like 20. Isn't it 2.4 million now?
Wow.
Oh, you're checking every day, aren't you, Louis?
Oh, yeah.
We do that. We do that.
How many do I have? Put my
Louis got
Vista in.
Louis got 2.5.
Put my Vista in. How many? How many?
Anthony had a viral video too there, Louis. He's up to,
What?
what?
1.7, son of a
1.7.
bitch.
Good.
What kind of faggot video is that? 1.7.
I know.
1.8 almost. Let's call it 1.8.
It's my Vista when I was loading Vista in on my Dell computer.
The biggest Opie and Anthony video so far on the video.
Oh, yeah. And the comments on that one are great because it's like, all right, Mac fanboy, why don't you blow it out your ass, you sissy,
it's all
with your
PC
Mac.
cunts,
And then it's like, you know, and then the PC people are even like, you know, you can't figure out how to do it. You know, you got to run the test first to see if your computer's compatible. And I'm like, dude, I know about computers. I did everything.
Yes.
I bought a computer that was a Dell computer that was Vista ready. It said Vista ready, but Vista wasn't ready yet. So they go, when Vista comes out, you load it in and you're Vista ready. I go to load it in, wouldn't load, no drivers for it, and people going, well, it's not Dell's or Vista's fault, ass. It's your cards, your video cards didn't have the drivers ready for Vista. Jesus. Well, then Vista ain't ready to come out. It was working before Vista, didn't work after. It's Vista's fault, not NVIDIA.
Yeah.
I hate that, and they make it sound like, you know, well, he must have a real piece of Dude, I buy and sell your piece of computers on a weekly basis. I'm sorry I have to bring my wealth into this.
Calm down. Calm down. Most people were with you.
No, the thing is, the people. This is what I've learned from it, because the Catholic one I did got the most negative response because it's very inflammatory.
Well,
but even the one I did one about my father, this whole thing where it's a cartoon.
Oh, yeah, that one's good.
It's just a cartoon of how I can do anything in a cartoon, but it mostly becomes about confronting my father. And I get a lot of people saying, you know, you should leave your dad alone. He probably did his best. And like the thing is, I think people's problems is that it's okay to get offended by stuff you see, but because people get to comment, they think their being offended should matter.
Right.
And it just doesn't.
Doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. If you're offended, nobody has to give a shit that you don't like something.
Yeah.
You can just sit there and not like it and go yourself.
That's why I like that they have comments for people's comments.
Yeah.
Like you can take his comment and then people get ragged on their comments. It's like, good, see, you said you. Now these people are telling you, go yourself on your comment. Who animated that? Because that looked like you.
A great guy. His name is Aaron Augablick. They did a show.
Credits?
He did. No, that's David Trisman for Lucky Louie. But this guy, he does a show called Wonder Showsin on MTV. That's really
Oh my God,
it's so funny. It's like
here, and then,
I can
and then
fly.
It's me telling my father that I don't appreciate his.
Dude, I got something to do tonight.
I could do everything in a cartoon, you know, because I'm a cartoon character. So he starts doing all these fun things in a cartoon, and then it always ends up him having some awful confrontation thing with his father.
Yeah, stuff that I'm too afraid to have.
Is that worth
in real life?
Is that worth playing, audio-wise?
Nah,
no, you got to see it.
You need a cartoon. Okay.
Yeah. The Catholic one's the best one, especially since we're on XM.
I'm going to give you the big plug. This is what I'm doing tonight. I'm going to watch all the Louis C.K. videos on YouTube.
It's
definitely.
Just, if you go to youtube.com and then it's just /Louis C.K., then that's my channel.
Yeah.
It's amazing that it takes like 4 minutes to set up and you have your own channel.
Your own channel. Hey, whatever you want to say.
It has the same bandwidth and strength as like NBC.com. That's why the internet scares the shit out of these people.
Yeah.
Oh, this is
and all you need is a little push, you know, some people to catch on to it.
Yep.
And you get huge amounts of hits. People see things more than they see.
Especially if you don't charge money. If you put stuff out there for free, because as soon as I see that I got to pay for something on the internet, it's gone.
Goodbye.
We used to let kings take over for their fathers. That's the craziest rule that ever existed. That if the king dies, they let his kid be the king. What are the odds that he's not going to be a piece of shit? How do you let that... That's one of the weirdest things that we've ever done as a race of people. I mean, all of us. White people, and I mean, there were black kings too. African countries. There's never been a black king of England. That's never gonna happen. That is one color line that's never gonna get... Don't even hope, man. It ain't gonna happen. There's not gonna be a black king of England. I mean, after all that white that's been pumped into their blood for years, they've just been this kind of jizzy white color for all these generations purpley. They're all that. Every British royal looks like cock meat. That's what their faces look like, an Irish penis. That's what they look like. Someone took an Irishman's penis and stretched it out and drew a face on it with Sharpie. Just, that's what they look like.
It's got to be. When I used to watch these guys on The Tonight Show, like a Garry. Did you know Garry Shandling?
Sure, he was my buddy, yeah.
Oh, he was?
Yeah.
Were you one of the guys who goes and played basketball at the house?
I never did that, but every time... Garry owned a boxing gym with Peter Berg in Santa Monica, so every time I went to L.A., I would meet Garry there, and we would box together and then go have lunch and talk.
Was Garry a good athlete, Garry Shandling?
He cared about it, and he stayed in good shape, yeah.
And when you would box him, he had the height advantage, right? He's taller than you.
No, I don't feel like he was taller.
Why do I feel like he was a tall guy? How tall are you? What?
6-ish.
You're 6, and he is the same.
I think so.
Because the last time I saw him was at Jimmy's house. Were you there at Jimmy's house when Garry was there?
Maybe years and years ago.
Yeah, and I don't know, but I remember thinking, Gary's a lot taller than I remember him. But so you were close with the guy. Shocking that he just kind of died. Did you know he was ill?
His health was a little. There's something going on with him. I don't know what it was, but yeah, I was totally shocked. It was very upsetting.
Yeah.
He's a great, really smart guy, super funny and super nice, thoughtful.
I obviously loved the Larry Sanders Show, as everyone did. But his stand-up on The Tonight Show was always strong.
He was one of the best ever to do that. I mean, he had the shot to take it over back when everybody was jogging. He could have had it. And
he didn't want it.
He said, "I'd rather pretend I have that job," which is what Larry Sanders was.
And that was breakthrough television.
I showed it to my 14-year-old daughter the other day. Right after he died, I showed her, this is my friend who just died, and I showed her the first episode of Larry Sanders, and she was howling. She loved it. It holds up.
Every character was great. Hey Now. All of it. I mean, I just love it.
Yeah.
And Garry was actually really nice to me. He was a very generous guy. I needed a guest for the first time I ever had an E-television show, and he agreed to do it, which nobody wanted to do it. I mean, they didn't want me to.
Was this a test show?
Yeah, it wasn't a test show, but it was going to air. But it was nice of him to come, and it wasn't clear what we were going to be doing.
Right.
And then I actually got to be on the Larry Sanders Show, which was
I remember.
Yeah,
that was really funny.
So much fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was really saddened to see that he was gone. Was he one of those guys that you would run material by ever and say, hey, I'm looking for a punchline?
We talked about comedy, but not in terms of jokes. We talked about what it felt like. He was he's one of those guys who he went through so much. He's way ahead, he's a mentor, and he was very generous with sharing with me what it felt like to get the Tonight Show the first time and all the breaks that he had.
Yeah.
There is this trip you go down as a stand-up when you do well that is very rare. There's only a few people that have gone that far.
Right.
So when you get a guy like that to share with you what it felt like, and
I'm shocked.
Was a huge thing.
When he decided to become a stand-up comedian, it was a very short amount of time that he got the tap on the shoulder from Johnny Carson's Talent Scouts. I mean, it was like maybe within a year.
Yeah, it was very soon into his,
And
he was great. He was great.
He was a genius.
And he was also classic. He had this big smile. He was like a cartoon,
And self-effacing.
That's right.
He understood that he wasn't a ladies' man, and then he'd talk about dating, and we all related to it, right?
That's right.
Yeah, no, he was great.
But he also had this face that was kind of, like, expressive, like he had this look. Like you saw the pain.
I might be wrong on this, but, like, you used the Shandling quote in the one episode.
Yeah.
Which I'm sure had partly to do with the fact that he had just passed away, and you wanted to pay tribute to him.
Everything to do,
But it also kind of... I thought that seemed to be what the show was
about. It had something to do with the show.
But the show's kind of about like silences, right? And the silence versus conversation.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
is that a misread? That was Tate's big suggestion.
No, that was right. I think that
after you broke Tate.
Well, Garry and I were friends.
Yeah,
and he wrote that to me in an email. It wasn't like a quote.
Oh, that wasn't like from his stand-up?
No, it's something he said to me in an email. About 2 weeks before he died, he wrote that to me.
Was there a reason behind it?
Yeah, he wrote to me about, and I don't really want to. I don't want to go into this thing because it was such a stupid episode. But when I wrote an email about Donald Trump to my fans, and it kind of exploded a little more than I expected it to. And Garry wrote to me and sort of made fun of me about the email, and I wrote back and forth. And I was a little distressed that I got more attention from it than I wanted to.
Yeah.
And we started to write back and forth just about life and stuff. And then he wrote that to me, amongst other things. And I went through this email that he had written to me, and it was so full of very moving. And he was a very deep person. All the time I ever spent with Garry, we would just talk and talk for hours, and then I always felt like we didn't get anything. We didn't have enough time. You know what I mean? But so he wrote me that email, and I found about 10 things that applied to the show, applied to life, applied to him passing, and how I felt about it. And so I threw it on the end there.
He's such a curious guy. I only spent one extended stretch with him, but he's one of those guys you just could have talked to for 12 hours. Like, he would have been a great guy to drive cross country with.
That's right. Yeah.
You just
that's what I loved. He owned a boxing gym.
Yeah.
On the West Side with Peter Berg, Wild Card West, they called it.
Yeah.
And I worked out there with him a bunch of times. I would come to town and I'd write him and say, can we work out today? So we would go, and he would get a young trainer, and we would, work in tandem with the trainer. One of us would hit the pads, and then the other one would, and then vomit while the other one hit the pads. Like we're both around the same age and shape. And then after training, we would go have lunch, and sometimes we would just walk in one direction for hours and just talk, and then walk back to the car and just leave. And my friendship to him came a little late. I didn't really know Garry until, like, I don't know, 2 years ago or something, 3 years ago. But it became a real constant for me. He was very generous with talking about the road from nothing to success, which he had an amazing run.
Yeah.
And he shared a lot about what goes on inside the inner workings of a person during those kind of big changes. So he was a great friend, He wrote me a month before he died. He was in Hawaii, and I don't know what was going on with him health-wise, but he was convalescing from something or whatever. But he wrote me something about wasting. He wrote me this thing saying that wasting time is part of being creative. That's what he said. He said that, and he sent me some chapter of a book, I forget what it is, but about that being true. It was something about how Einstein used to, like, sit around and just do dumb things before he then went and figured everything out. But he said wasting time is part of being creative. That was the message to his email. And at the end he said, I don't know how much time I can keep wasting, because I'm certainly not a teenager anymore. Like, how much time I have left to waste, maybe 3-4 weeks or something like that, which ended up being exactly how long he made it. But anyway, so yeah, that quote, that he had died only a couple of days before, and I was posting the show, and so I called my editor and asked her to throw it on the end there.
Did he ever give you feedback on the Louis show?
No, I never asked him about it. Although he read the first 2 episodes of Horace and Pete before I started making it, and he really loved it. His actually, the way that he loved it gave me a lot of juice to keep writing, because at that point I was just writing scripts and I didn't know if they were any good,
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah.
Top every time. There's a quote from Garry Shandling: "The world is just too noisy and distracted to probably ultimately survive. Everyone needs to shut the f*** up. The answers are in the silence. Monks set themselves on fire to make just point. Just consider it."
Mm-hmm.
What does that quote mean to you?
Well, Garry wrote that to me in an email.
I know.
And he wrote that to me a few weeks before he died.
Just a few weeks?
Yeah, maybe a couple of weeks before he died. And
unexpectedly.
He was a great friend, and he was the kind of guy I could talk to him for hours, and then we never had enough time. Like, we talked for 4 hours, and my mouth would get all dry talking to Garry, and I would get like a headache because I wouldn't want to drink water or do anything to stop talking to him. And then it'd be over, we'd have to part company. So
I always thought about him. He came to my show. I always thought about him as, God, I wish he was doing something right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know what you mean. That good, and you just
he was one of the best ever.
I know.
Yeah, one of the greats.
And why the hell is he? You would ask yourself.
Yeah.
Well, he gave a lot. He gave a lot of great stand-up, and his series was a lot of TV has been built on the back of that series.
Exactly right. Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of people don't remember that.
And he was terrific even when he substituted for Carson.
That's right. I showed the first episode of Larry Sanders to my 14-year-old daughter after he died, and she loved it. And it was fresh, you know. And she watches like 30 Rock and new shows, and this show it's right up against them, and it begat them, you know.
Yeah.
You know what's weird is that there was a guy in my hometown, he might still be there, and we called him Florida Steve.
Why'd you call him?
That was he was a guy, a little kind of oldish man that walked around town, just walked around, and kids would go up to him, and he'd go, how you doing? He'd just walk up to you, hey, hot day, huh? It's hot. It was a routine. It was like Abbott and Costello.
Was he retarded in any way?
Yeah, I think he was sort of retarded. Yeah. Hot day, right? Hot day. And you go, yeah, it's hot. And he goes, hotter in Florida, isn't it? Yeah, it's pretty hot in Florida. He would guide you to what's it like? What's it like down in Florida? It's nice. Girls down there? What are the girls like down there?
Oh, shit.
Well, they got nice girls in Florida. They got big tits. And you go, yeah, they got big tits, Steve. And then he'd put his hand in his pocket and he'd just start jacking off right in front of you. Big bottoms, big... And it was just a routine. It was like Abbott and Costello. And then at one point you'd go, hey, what are you doing down there in your pants? And you'd go, get out of here. I'll cut you to ribbons. You won't say that when the bullets fly. And he'd start threatening you, and then you walk away.
I think every town's got one of them. This guy called Crazy John. Yeah. And he used to be behind John's bargain store. I don't know if his name was John, but we just called him Crazy John.
Because he was behind John's
bargain store. And he had a shopping cart with a big...
It's like naming a stray dog.
Yeah. It's just we'll name him after the bargain store. Jesus. I know. And he would collect plastic bags. Mm-hmm. And he'd come up to you and just go, plastic bag? Plastic bag? Plastic bag? And you're like, I haven't seen any plastic bags, John. Okay. And then he'd go up to the dumpster. And he had one of those giant... You know those... big plastic sunflowers people put in their lawns that spin around in the wind. Sure. He had that on his shopping cart, and he'd push it around looking for plastic bags. Crazy John.
Remember Eddie at WNEW?
Oh yeah, another.
Eddie worked at NEW when we were over there, and his whole job was to empty the garbage from offices.
Yeah,
and he loved tits.
Yeah.
Where he would uncomfortably stare at tits.
Oh, God.
Yeah, he had no switch where it's like, you shouldn't do that.
You take a glimpse.
Because he'd be going, I like that girl. She was pretty cute. I like that. And meanwhile, he's just looking at her tits. And the fucking girl's all creeped out.
I brought him somehow the guys talked me into taking him out for lunch. So I took him to the Brooklyn Diner, and the waitress happened to have a nice tits.
Oh, no.
It was so awkward.
Jesus.
We could barely eat lunch because Eddie just had to stare at tits the entire time.
Horniness plus retardation is a
bad combination. Bad. There's no switch. They just like...
Yeah. What do you got in it? Brooke Hogan?
My mom died last year, and we asked her, like, what do you want, like, before she died? We didn't ask her, Mom! Fuck! I asked my mom what she wanted us to do with her body, and she said, just burn it. That's what she said. Burn it. What, in the yard with leaves? What the fuck? She didn't want a funeral, no pageantry, nothing. So she booked it herself. That was her last act as an American consumer. She went online with a credit card, and she booked her own cremation. It's true. At a place called Boston Crematorium. Just this place that burns bums and dogs all day, and they just folded my mom and did a workload. We didn't even know, just this guy showed up. I'm here for you, Ma. All right, Sully, she's in there. And he went in there to prepare her. My sisters are waiting in the hall, and he was in there for a while. I didn't say anything, I'm just saying he was in there with my mom for a long time. That's all I'm saying. And also that I was worried he was fucking my dead mother. Anyway, then he brought her out in a kind of a nice bag, and he put her in a van. Just his van. It was like a 98 Ford Windstar with a bottle of red Gatorade rolling around in the back. It's the last time I saw my mom. It's what she wanted. Because she didn't believe in this God shit. She just didn't.
I was changing my daughter the other day, and she's too old for diapers now, but she's still in them, and it's bad because this kid does not poop. This kid cracks. This is not okay anymore. I was changing her diaper the other day. It was like a 48-year-old alcoholic man's shit in her diaper. Like, she was out all night drinking Jaeger, and she went to Denny's and got a Grand Slam. Ate half of it, got in a fight in the parking lot, and passed out in a Pontiac and herself. And her friends drove her home with the windows open and dumped her on my lawn. And now I gotta clean it. And it's crazy. And you can't even react. You can't go like, what the f***? That's disgusting. You'll f*** them up about their own shit. You gotta be nice. You open her diaper, it's just chaos in there. It's just bananas. It's just, every amazes me. I'm never used to it. Everyone, I'm like, okay, wow, what is that? You have been eating diarrhea for a week, I think. Because that's awful. But you can't. You gotta be like, you just go, oh, wow. You really got something there, honey? That's really something. That's really okay. Well, all right, let me scrape that off your knees for you. Just get it down off your back. Just get all this hazmat in one place. Wipe you down. Clean your tiny vagina at the end. Who knew that was going to be my life? I had no idea that my relationship to the vagina was going to be cleaning shit out of a tiny one several times a day. They don't tell you that. When you're getting ready to be a dad, nobody pulls you aside and says, you're going to have to clean the vagina a lot because every time she takes a shit, it goes straight up her twat. They don't tell you that. Nobody tells you. And they should. It's a big part of being a dad. It's bigger than Christmas. It happens every day. And you got to get it right, front to back. It's very important.
I got good news for everyone. We have a new Diddy blog.
Oh my God, really?
Diddy blog.
You're into the Diddy blog?
Oh, totally. That guy is proving that celebrities are all just giant yawns with diarrhea on their faces. Gotta hate that guy. What an ass.
So you're on board with the Diddy blog.
Oh, all right.
We got an intro and everything, Lo.
Well, his name is Sean, but people call him Diddy, and he's spouting off garbage that he thinks is so witty. He became really famous when some gangster shot Biggie. It's Puffy's latest video blog.
What's up, y'all?
What's up, yo?
Love the intro.
Yeah.
Well, of course, Diddy has a lot to say about Sarah Palin. Huh?
He does. Let's hear his unique point of view. Let's hear his.
He is a moron.
Let's hear what you can only get from him.
Diddy blog number 24. Sarah Palin.
Uh-oh.
She scares me.
Well,
she really scares me.
Likewise.
Look at this, boys and girls. Watch this.
And when it comes to establishing your worldview, I was curious, what newspapers and magazines did you regularly read before you were tapped for this to stay informed and to understand the world?
I read most of them, again, with a great appreciation for the press, for the media.
Like what ones specifically, I'm curious that you...
all of them, any of them that have been in front of me over all these years.
Oh my God, is he getting tased? What is that? What's going on there?
Oh
my gosh.
Boys and girls. Boys and girls.
I just spent 2 seconds actually working for a living.
Did you hear her? Did you? I'm scared.
See,
Diddy, we get it.
What Pitty's doing there is his Blair Witch Project.
Oh, is that what he did?
Yeah.
God, stock in his company has to be crumbling.
Yeah. And how was it filmed? There was a flashlight in the dark?
It's like he's in bed with a flashlight and he's telling ghost stories under the cover.
No, it's Blair Witch. You put the flashlight under your face, like she did. I'm so scared. I'm so scared. He's trying to do that.
Yeah.
But wow, that looks like a shot out of one of those bank cameras.
Don't you have another song to rip off? Why are you bothering with this crap?
What a dumb person.
It continues with this.
Of course it does.
So, you know.
She scares me. She scares me. I'm hiding under the covers. She's worse than the boogeyman.
The boogeyman? Well, that would...
Well, you know, if you want to go there.
Good one.
Good one.
Good one.
If you want to go there, Mr. Diddy.
Funny stuff.
Good one. Funny stuff.
We could go around.
That's some of that improv stand-up.
There you go, a little bit of that improv stand-up.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Sarah Palin, you scare me.
We get it.
Yeah,
You could
you're
become
scared
the
by it.
President of the United States.
Yeah.
You. Did you?
Puffy's crazy.
Puffy isn't. There's somebody in his world who he doesn't pay well enough and who he treats badly, who's telling him that this stuff is great.
That's great.
He needs someone to just not be scared to tell the
He has somebody going, oh, that's funny.
Diddy, those blog things you be doing, that's the bomb.
You funnier than all them comedian people.
I seen them blogs. They ain't funny, man. Dog, you funny.
His blog stinks. What bores most entertainers are.
We're going old school really fast. The Warrior, checking it. Yes, Warrior.
The Warrior says Diddy has no talent.
The Warrior.
You don't have the voice though. Warrior says
Diddy
not funny.
These guys are good at what they do.
Hogan not funny.
I remember years ago when I was working on Chris Rock's show and he was on being interviewed.
Yeah.
And he kept saying, kept bragging about how I'm not just a musician. I'm the CEO of P. Diddy, whatever his company is. Mm-hmm. And he kept saying that, and I realized that he had probably just opened a Lonut Corporation.
Right.
When you work in entertainment and you get paid as a contractor, your accountant eventually sits you down and goes, you should probably you should probably make a company.
Yeah.
Anybody does this.
Mm-hmm.
People, you can do, any individual can do this. But so it's just okay, so it's my own company? Yeah, it's your own company. It's you, but it's a company so that you pay taxes differently. So what do you want to be? You want to be the president or the CEO, the CEO, whatever. Well, I'm the CEO? Yeah, I'm a CEO also.
Yeah.
It's nothing.
Yeah, it doesn't.
I'm the CEO. And then he came on Chris Rock's show. I'm the CEO of Pete. I'm just like Bill Gates. No, you're not.
No,
not even
you're
close.
nothing like
you're
him.
You're a CEO because you called yourself one, because anyone can do that.
When I sign papers, and we have to sign on behalf of our corporations, I have to sign Anthony Cumia, and then title, I have to put president.
Yeah, I put
on
president
there.
on mine,
I am the president of my company. That does not mean I'm the president of a company.
You know what?
It means that legally I have to write that down.
You're the president of your taxes.
Right, I'm the president of my taxes.
That's all you are.
We got to tell the listeners that you are listening to 3 CEOs.
Oh, yeah.
That's right.
Isn't Jimmy a CEO?
Of course I am.
Yeah. Jimmy's a CEO. There's no more CEOs.
3 CEOs and 1 imperial wizard.
I did choose a different title. Oh, that's funny.
Oh, yeah.
That's good stuff.
That's good stuff. Oh, golly gee. Wow.
Comedy.
So we want a little more respect. You're listening to 3 CEOs.
Yeah. Actually, Steve from Bayshore has it right. I do sign Anthony Cumia Führer.
Yeah.
I have to put that down. I'm the Führer. Wouldn't that be great? Führer.
You can do it if you want.
I'm the Führer of my corporation. There.
It's the only one that knows what that ... means over some of those letters.
I know what it means.
He's got an umlaut over his...
Umlaut.
How great are we that we went from shock jocks to CEOs?
CEOs.
Who else gets to do that in this
Look
world?
at us.
Let's get past this Diddy thing a little more.
Did you hear the answer to that question? Did you hear?
We got it! Take a 10-year-old movie reference.
President. Boys and girls, vote. Please. Please, I beg you. I'm not coming out the covers. Sarah Palin can't. If I stand underneath the covers, she won't become president.
We got the joke.
Yes, you're just showing people that you're not even...
registered.
He's making me want to put that white sheet to a better use. It's a person. There's a person stranded. There's a person stranded.
He sure is stranded. Very good, Anthony.
There's no difference between him and a 17-year-old girl, because there's 17-year-old girls have vlogs on YouTube that are exactly the same amount of thought and content as this piece of garbage human being.
That was terrible.
Who's wasting America's time with his zero intellect or creativity.
All right, there you go.
Yeah. Why? And he's in his bed. He's like in his bed with the flashlight there. Why ain't Diddy got no bitches in there? That's like what, like everyone assumes Diddy's got bitches in there all the time.
He's that unfunny. They're
He's
like
so unfunny that his is left.
They're like, look, I enjoy your mansion and your jet, but if you make another joke, I'm leaving.
You do one more stupid Blair Witch Project joke. Okay, I'm going. That's it.
Yeah.
I'm done. Get the limo.
All right, we got to jump back into a break.
He and I talked about doing the podcast twice.
Delete
on two
that story.
separate occasions.
Delete the story.
No,
Jamie.
we're keeping that story.
I love him. Delete the story.
It's a great story.
He's my favorite guy in the world.
He's a great guy. What's wrong with that story?
That wasn't bad.
You didn't say anything bad about him.
I got a bad Louis story. So I used to open for him before he was in trouble. And, he was like the king of comedy for a while. He was the funniest guy ever, whatever. So I used to open for him, and it was the highlight of my life. And then we were hanging out in his hotel room watching a movie, and we were talking, and I was sitting on his bed, and he was sitting at the chair in the hotel room. And I go, hey, Louie, and I farted.
On his bed?
On his bed.
He was
and
bad.
he flipped.
He lost it.
He flipped. I was like, you're like the filthy comedy guy. I thought you would love a fart. And he was like, dude, what are you doing? And I was crushed.
But did he get actually angry or just like that, dude, what are you doing?
It was worse because it was like, I'm disappointed in you. Like, I thought we were building a relationship and you fart in my hotel room.
I could see that 100%.
I thought he'd love it.
He strikes me as a guy that would,
Oh, he
There's
hated
certain
it.
guys.
I could see him going both ways.
Interesting.
I could see him going like, that was hilarious, or like, hey, dude, what the
caught him
I
on
got
a
nice
bad
suite.
day.
And it was a great fart, too.
Tell you, the best movie I've seen recently
I wanna hear
was
this.
a French movie called The Pianist, or The Piano Teacher.
Piano
Teacher.
Oh
I'm going to
my God.
ruin it for you so that it's
Okay.
worth talking
Subtitles?
about. Yeah. It's a
You have
French
to
movie.
read?
Yes, The Pianist.
Oh, fuck that reading shit.
French
Reading.
woman, and she's a piano teacher at like a high-end academy in Paris. And you think you're just watching a movie about a woman who's a really tough teacher, and she's very cruel to students that aren't good enough, that kind of thing. And she's very weirdly mannered, and she has her tea, one of these just like really strict, unsmiling French woman. And then you're watching this movie, it's like 20 minutes. You're like, well, this is an interesting world I'm getting to learn about. I don't know. It's fine. And then she goes into the mall, and she walks around. You're just watching her walk around the mall. And then she goes into this video store, and you realize it's an adult video store.
Oh.
And you're like, what's she doing in here?
It's proper. Why?
She goes into a booth, like a private booth, puts coins in, and starts watching like a ass. And you come around behind her and you see this in the movie. You see the full on sex, and then there's a little bin, tissue bin. She reaches in and gets a tissue and smells it while she watches
Get the fuck
the
out
porn.
of here.
And you're like, what kind of a movie is this?
Fantastic.
What kind of a movie is this? The thing is that it's so beautifully shot. You're like, this is just a
nice artsy
This
film.
is an artsy movie about artists. Yeah, with a lot of piano, and then all of a sudden she's smelling a tissue while she's watching a guy fuck a girl in the ass, and she's got the same look on her face as when she's like with a metronome.
That is amazing.
And then she, some young pianist guy who she hates because she thinks he's a hack, like he plays very flowery and everybody thinks he's great.
Yeah.
But she's hot for him. And so she sees him being nice to a young girl pianist. So then you just see that. You see her observing him being nice to this young girl pianist who's about to do a recital, a student of hers. And then you see her in the cloakroom. You don't know why you're watching this. The whole movie's like this. Like, why am I watching her walk around a cloakroom? She finds a coat that she was looking for, and then she gets a glass out of the bar and she crushes it like at a wedding, a Jewish wedding. Puts it in a napkin and crushes it, and puts crushed glass in the girl's coat pockets. Then the girl puts her hands, and just her fingers are destroyed, and she can't do the piano recital. What? This woman is this psychotic, horny, crazy. Yeah, if you're a f***ing American retard that watches Mel Gibson movies, it's slow. If you can take a breath, stop watching Hulk Hogan's show. You might enjoy life. It's sick. It's a sick twist. It's one of the best movies I've ever seen, honestly.
Wow.
And I see a lot of movies. Yeah.
I'm
good.
I've been on the road a lot. I flew here, and I farted so many times on the plane. I farted so many times. You know when you're on the plane and you fart a couple of times and you're like, fair's fair. Everybody's farting. But then you keep going, you're like, this might be an issue. This might be an incident. I might be in the paper, I'm farting so much. I farted so much on that plane. And sure enough, when I landed, they gave me the plane. They're like, just take it home, you ruined it. We tried flying it around with all the doors open, it didn't help. Pig. I got stopped at security because something was in my bag. You know when your bag goes through the X-ray machine, and it's very high tech now. They keep upping the technology on the X-ray machine for the carry-ons. Who's still trying? Who's still putting a gun in their carry-on? Like, hey, maybe this time it'll work out, you know? But my bag got stopped, and I wasn't sure why. I knew I didn't have any liquids or anything, and the lady opened it, and sure, here's what happened. I had clay in my bag. Because I'm not an artist, but I like clay. I make little they're this big. I do. I make tiny and they're perfect. And I hold it and I walk around. It's okay. And then when I get upset, I smush it. Now you're nothing. Now you're nothing. Anyway, it relaxes me. So I didn't think about this in terms of security until the lady took it out. It's a plastic bag with gray clay. It looks like C4 plastic explosive. And she's like, what is this? And I said, it's clay from an art store. She goes, I can't let you have it. I said, all right. So she threw it away, and she says, have a nice flight. I'm like, look, either that's a bomb or it's not. Like, either give me my clay back, or ask me many questions, please. Is that the procedure? Hey, this guy has a bomb in his bag. Oh, yeah, you can't have that on the plane, I'm sorry. Yeah. You can explode it here, but you can't take it on the plane, I'm sorry. I know it's stupid. It's just because of that one guy ruined it for everybody. But I never get irritated by traveling because I love to travel. I love that I get to do this and travel. I traveled all over the world this year. I was in Europe. I was all over the place. And, you know, when you travel, you don't get to have the things you're used to having. But you get to have things you never had before. That's a trade-off. Like I was in Sweden. Now, if you're in Sweden and you go to, like, say you're at a hotel and you want breakfast, they don't have maple syrup. They just don't have it. But they do have do you have maple syrup? No, but we have
have that. That's fine. It's the same all over the world. You know, you go to Tokyo. Do you have peanut butter? No, but we have. Is that spicy? Same all over the world. You go to Africa.
Oh, okay, just the Swedish and the Japanese. No, yeah, that's right. No, you're right.
Yeah, just the Swedes and the Japs, but don't around. Yeah, no, Africa's not okay, because they can't take a joke in Africa. They're very fragile people. So they need you to protect them against jokes. So good job. Rightly so. I'll skip Africa. I don't even know what it is. All right, whatever. But I like traveling. I like seeing people. I don't care about the place. I was in Glasgow, Scotland, and I was in a train station, and I saw this old man, old Scottish man, with a little boy, about 10 years old maybe, this tall, red hair, and he's holding his hand, and they're walking. It was really sweet. Then they got to the train, and the man's going to get on the train, but he bends over, and he kissed this little boy on the lips for a long time. They were like making, it was weird. He's like making, and the kid had his hand on the back of his head and everything. And I was like, oh no. Oh no. He's making out with that little boy. But then I look closer and I realized it's not a little boy, it's an old lady. It's a little old Scottish lady. But then I looked even closer and I was like, oh no, it is a kid. It's a little Scottish boy, and he looks old because life is hard there. His dad keeps kissing on the mouth, and I went to the zoo. I was in Ohio. I went to the zoo. You go to the zoo when you're on the road, right? You don't go to the zoo in your hometown. It's not like you're at work like, I should hit the zoo. Oh, shit, it's gonna close. I just really want to see a monkey's face right now, really bad. It's gonna be a bad night if I don't look at a monkey. I'm gonna hit both my kids if I don't see a monkey tonight before I get home. Anyway, I went to the zoo in Ohio with a friend of mine, and we went to see the lion. And it's always a lion, you know. It's not a. The zoo lion's never like. He's just sitting on a fake rock, just eating lamb chops from Costco. My friend said, that's really sad. He said, they should free that lion. I was like, what are you seeing in your mind exactly? Describe your wish to me. He said they should take that lion to Africa. And what, just let him out of the car? Good luck, lion. The lion's like, what the is this? Then the African lions walk up to him. Hey, man, how you doing? Where are you from? Columbus, Ohio. All right. Well, why don't you lift that tail, because my is going right in your ass.
So I was watching Schindler's List today. You wanted me back, man. This is what I got. I was watching Schindler's List. It's funny because Schindler's List, when it came out, was this moment, you know? It was a document and everybody talked about it. Now it's just on. It's just on TBS. And you can just flip on by, the Jews and all that, okay. And then you flip this way and you see Dudley Moore and Kirk Cameron switch bodies. And that way it's Hitler and the Jews and all that. It's just... I was watching Schindler's List, and there was a scene that really, I forgot about this scene, and there I saw it. There's a scene where all the Jews are being let out of Warsaw. They're being forced out of Warsaw. They got all their belongings on this road, and all the people that aren't Jews are watching them leave in nice clothing. It's this horrible. And there's a little girl in this scene, and she's standing on a mailbox. She's about 8 years old, and she's in a pretty dress. You remember this scene? And she's watching them. She's going, "Goodbye, Jews! Goodbye, Jews!" And this really struck me, and probably the Jews too, that it happened to, because I think it must be real. There must have been that girl, and when they researched the movie, somebody told Spielberg that story, and he was like, "We're doing that." That's amazing. And because I know how movies are made, I know that they had to go and find an 8-year-old girl who could nail that. So somewhere there's a tape of like 50 little girls trying to get the "Goodbye, Jews" part. And they're all cute, of course. They're all little girl actors. There's no little girl actresses that are like Sean Penn. I just do my thing, you know. They're going from the Hannah Montana audition to the "Goodbye, Jews" thing, taking their turn. "Hi, my name's Dorothy. I'm with William Morris." "All right, Dorothy, go ahead." "Goodbye, Jews." "Goodbye, Jews." Dorothy, you're angry at them. "Oh, I'm okay." "Goodbye, Jews." "Goodbye, Jews." Okay, thank you, Dorothy. Next. "Goodbye, Jews. Goodbye, Jews. Goodbye, Jews." Okay, thank you very much. Next. And then comes the girl whose mother prepared her for the, "Hi, my name is Angeline, and I'm with CAA, and I'm really happy to meet you. The sun'll come out tomorrow. Bet your bottom dollar that tomorrow." Angeline, we just need the line. "Oh, I'm sorry. Goodbye, Jews! Goodbye, Jews!"
About it
pretty fast.
Start thinking about it, right?
Yeah.
What am I doing?
I had a sitcom for, it's part of a year.
Yeah.
And I could see where it would be like, you could get old doing this. You could feel really rusty.
Yeah.
And you get cut off.
Yeah.
And you see somebody who's out in the world, and you're like, "Hey, what's going on out there?"
Great. I'm taking a sailboat around the world.
Yeah.
I'm going to take a lot of safety equipment.
Exactly. Hopefully the Life of Pi will call back. It's a great story.
That clip of you describing the joke, the fishing, ice fishing joke.
Oh, yeah.
Finally hearing the end of the joke was...
Yeah, I took a shit on the ice. Shit on the ice.
I thought it was going to be a little more profound than that.
Yeah,
I think a lot of people did.
it. Never really added up. And I told, there's a scene towards the end of the movie where they call, I don't know if you saw the movie.
Yeah.
When they call Christian Bale in, and he says, "I don't know where the money is," and they're playing this kind of game. And I'm in the room. I've got like one line where I go, "Just go home."
Right.
To Bradley Cooper. There was a version that we shot for a whole day of me standing up and making this big and finishing the ice fishing story,
the joke.
saying "F you" to Christian Bale, and taking Bradley Cooper under my arm and saying, "Come on, I'll take you home." Like it was this big, brave thing that I did. So for a whole day,
he kept throwing alternate and different versions at me, and I had to do. And I'm like, and I wasn't up to it. I mean, I'm not that good, and I'm not that important in the movie. So he tried to get. I was trying it, and I'm looking at Christian Bale, and these people are looking at me, and it's getting sweaty, like you can smell everybody in the room. Like it got really. It was long into the night, and I kept trying this version, and you know, it's not in the movie. Yeah. But that's where the ice fishing story was supposed to be ended there.
I thought that he had actually guessed it, and you were so annoyed at him, you wouldn't give him credit for it. Like, that's how it came off to me. Like he got it, and then you were like, no! Like, you were just...
Well, no, because, the whole bit was that I kept moving the goalpost of the thing. Like, it's about your brother. No, it's not about that. I mean, that was the bit we decided when we started doing it, was that I'd keep changing what it was about. You could never figure it out. But then, the end, I was there for a ADR, for when you do recording of your voice for fixing stuff, and they had found that scene that I think was out of the movie for a while, me in the hallway with him, and he says, your brother died, and I go, my brother died a different way, and then he decided that's how to end it. Just let that be the end. Just let it sit there.
Congratulations on American Hustle.
Yeah, it was fun. It was a lot of fun.
That was a good one.
That's a really good movie too.
And what's his name doing just that little impression of you on the couch was fucking.
I didn't see that until I saw the movie. I had no idea.
It's so funny, man. He's just really. I was laughing my ass over that one. Yeah. Goddamn. What other? What are you working on?
I got this movie that I'm putting on my website tomorrow.
Yes.
The thing that she's usually mad about is simple. She says that I don't listen to her when she's talking, and I don't. But it's not because I don't love her. Blah blah blah. It's because I try to listen. I really do. When she talks, I just stare at her face. I'm like, come on, bring the story. But somehow I'm like, what the I can't do it. I tried. Because every story gets divided into 50 stories that all branch out into these crazy, and I'm like, holy shit. I've got ADD. I can't do it. I'm like, please. But I try every time I try because I love this retarded woman. So I try really hard to listen to her stories. Other people don't even try. We go to parties, she starts talking, people just walk away like, this, that lady's crazy. Who would waste time listening to that crap? Me. She can't help it. I really feel bad for her because the thing is that every word of the story gets her so excited that she wants to run with it, and she can't just break through and get to the end, or even the beginning. This is my wife telling a story. She's like, guess what happened to my mom today? You remember I told you my mom how when she was in college, not when she went to Michigan, when she transferred. Remember because that guy got weird and she had to leave because he was, not the Iranian guy, that was a different story. That guy, I think he was Persian. I heard that Persia actually split. What the are you talking about? Jesus Christ! Pick a thing! Have some consideration for the listener.
There should be an expiration date, I think, on a gun license.
Yeah, there are.
But I think that should be the way it is. I mean, it's hard because we live in an imperfect world and most people are douchebags.
Most people are idiots.
So it's just the way it is. And it's just this thing. I don't know, when you people that live in the country and have guns, it's like a hammer. It's just a tool. It's not that big a deal.
You're right. It's like anything else. But you do have a constitutional right to own these things.
Yeah, by the way, it's the Second Amendment. It's not like it's like the 48th obscure amendment. It's the Second
Amendment.
You gotta be able to say whatever you want.
And then shoot whoever doesn't like it.
Shoot whoever doesn't like what you said. I want to be in a house saying F you with a gun in my lap. That's what I want. That's what the basic American rights.
That is pretty much what the founding fathers wanted.
Yeah, and there's people who live in cultures that are not gun cultures, and it's offensive to them because they don't know what it means to have that. Yeah. And, just like there's people who think that you're supposed to just parrot Jesus words at each other. Yeah. And so they don't get how important it is to be able to say whatever you want.
These anti-gun advocates are ridiculous if they can't see that a gun ban in D.C. and in Chicago, by the way, does nothing. It hasn't done anything. It doesn't deter crime. If they're talking about accidental shootings, that happens. It does. And again, you got to be responsible. You got to be so responsible with a gun. Some people aren't responsible enough.
Yep.
They're just not.
I know I'm not responsible enough to have a gun.
Really?
Yeah. I would just something dumb would happen.
I wouldn't trust you with a peach.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Get that peach away from Opie.
Oh my God, he's pointing at me.
I'm clumsy.
Yep.
Something dumb would happen. Yeah, just clumsy.
You gotta know.
I would kick it and it would fire and hit my neighbors.
I get nervous with my fake gun. Like I keep the blanks box in one corner of the apartment, and then I have the magazine that they go into another. Like I don't want to keep the stuff in one.
You have to be very
and
familiar
he should
with
be
it.
nervous about that. Who died because of
John Eric Hexum years ago.
Who?
Yep. John Eric Hexum.
Oh, who was the actor too?
He was the actor.
The kid, Brandon Lee got shot.
Well, he
I was
did
thinking
too.
Brandon Lee.
I was thinking John Eric Hexum.
What's that story?
He was filming a TV series he was on, and he put a blank gun to his head and pulled the trigger.
Idiot.
And the charge dislodged a piece of his skull as if it was a bullet and put it right through his brain.
Dead
Wait.
idiot. Dead fool.
There's a charge that explodes when you do that.
Oh, yeah.
No,
a blank is
a big nasty orange flame comes out the front.
A blank is nothing but a bullet without the lead in it.
Without the lead.
But so it fires like the powder?
Oh, yeah. And you still get the same energy coming out of the barrel. So if something's at the front of the barrel, like your skull, it's just going to bust out and go through your brain.
Yeah.
He thought it was like a little...
Yeah, I don't know what he thought.
He shot himself in the head with his head.
Right.
Yeah.
He used his own head to kill himself.
Because he's stupid, and he's probably smarter now than when he was alive.
Yeah.
Let's go to the second part of the gun story down there in D.C. You got the candidates commenting.
A carefully worded statement from Barack Obama tonight. He suggests the court isn't saying you can't have common sense gun laws, just that this particular case violates a basic principle. John McCain calls the ruling a recognition that gun ownership is a sacred fundamental right.
Sacred is getting a little...
Sacred.
Yeah, get a hold of yourself.
Call it that. I say call it sacred because people don't understand.
Boy, that audio was very surprising.
Yeah, very surprising.
Yeah, exactly. Well, those dudes are really,
it is weird,
about
though.
as sincere as your apology to the Menino.
All right. Hey, the Supreme Court one day rules very liberal that you can't put the child molesters, child rapists to death, and then this conservative ruling. It's really weird.
Yeah, this isn't even really a conservative ruling.
Yes,
this is a constitutional.
No, both of those rulings are actually a good Supreme Court behavior because they're both saying, regardless of how people are upset about something right now, you can't just start changing stuff. You can't. There's a line you can't cross with the death penalty. And there's a fundamental, ancient, basic right to handguns. And regardless of the statistics of today or how things are going in D.C. or how mad people are about these, you can't change stuff.
Yeah.
And it's the same thing with, yes, child molestation is, on the rise, but you still can't start killing people for a crime that's getting particularly rampant and repulsive to people.
But why can't you change
if
stuff?
It's not murder.
Well, don't forget, why can't you, though, when this was written, this was just written by guys. Like, it's not like this. Why should this document be so completely unchangeable and sacred when it was written by, we all know slave owners.
Well, because when you change law, like if you just let it rock back and forth and pendulum back and forth, I think it's dangerous to do that.
Yeah.
I think it's good that you can't.
Then it's not worth the paper it's written on.
But it's supposed to be changeable.
There's going to be
to what extent?
There's going to be a day when you're going to get. I don't know. You don't drink, right? You're like a sober guy, aren't you?
Like a sober guy.
Someday the right woman's going to drive you back into the bottle. You're going to have a bad night, and you're going to wake up in a kiddie park, not realizing where you passed out with wood chips on your face, and you're going to pee on a fire engine toy, and there's going to be a kid standing there watching you pee, and next thing you know, you're on death row. That's going to happen.
Yeah, right? There you go.
There's this basic line that you got to let.
I'll take that chance. The odds of those things happening, if I wind up doing that and get caught, I deserve to be put to death. Because a fire truck is only every boy's right.
They're also talking about New York City's laws, their gun laws, and Mayor Bloomberg, of course, is saying that this shouldn't affect New York City, which, by the way, is just a pain in the ass to get a pistol license.
But you can get one here.
You need to show cause. You need to have a reason You can't just say my reason because there are lunatics running around and they have guns.
Yeah.
Why can't I? Why, I'm willing to get a background check.
How'd you get one?
I have a New York State license. I cannot carry my gun in the city.
Oh, right, okay.
So there's supposed to be certain people working on that. I haven't heard anything yet, but because it's one of those things. It should be your right. I think they're screwing up here in New York City. I think it's against the Second Amendment, and I hope the D.C. thing sets a precedent, and people in Chicago are able to get handguns, and I hope they make it easier in New York for law-abiding citizens. I'm talking people that are responsible and go through the system and are able to then possess a handgun.
This is an example of how old ideals carry through time. The way that dictators take over countries, they use laws. They don't do it through like Hitler used law.
He played it perfectly.
And parliamentary process in order to become chancellor.
All of a sudden, he was the head muckety-muck.
Yeah, so
handed to him.
So he changed laws arbitrary. He changed laws because he was able to. He had large powers, so he just said, "Okay, everybody, turn in your weapons." You disarm. The two things you do when you take over a country as a dictator is you shut people up and you take away their weapons. You say everybody has to bring. If you're found with a gun, you go to jail. That's a new law. We just made it up. Okay, next law, if you say these salacious things, you go to jail.
Yeah.
Those two things lead the next day you're Hitler.
And that's absolutely
but you can't do that in America. You just can't do it. You can't tell people you can't say something, and you can't tell people, well, you can, but it's...
That's why they put it in the Constitution.
Yep.
To protect the American people against a tyrannical government, because the government has to know, holy crap, these people are armed.
But it was
the same people that got England thrown out of here just by having their hunting rifles with them.
In their houses.
Yeah, everyone is armed. We're crazy if we think we can just sweep over these people and be a tyrannical government.
It was to protect from basically an external force coming into. I'm not against guns.
No,
either.
but also it's not
it was
an external
really
force.
protecting against their own government.
Their own government,
because they saw how that worked in England, where. They were.
And it's the same thing with the government's ability to punish people by death, by using laws against the citizens.
But if you have guns to protect yourself from your own government, why all of a sudden can't you change the laws? Like if that's how bad things can get, why is it so out of the realm of possibility or to change?
Well, that's the whole thing. It would be bad because they'd be changing the laws.
Because we have an ironclad. Because we have a constitution that we keep going back to, so you just can't. As a new leader, say, okay, no more guns. You just can't do it, and you can't say, okay, you can't say these things because the Constitution is so bedrock.
But you know what?
That's why when things change, you don't want to.
It's overrated.
I don't think so.
It really is when you look at it. I mean, a lot of it was great, but some of it might be a bit outdated. It was written by a bunch of guys protecting their own interest at that time.
I think fundamentally it's pretty good.
Yeah, I agree.
It's worth defending.
Yeah, to a certain point, but
from decade to decade, it holds up better than somebody with a fiery speech ability to just change stuff. Sorry, that music means I got to shut it up, right?
Well, it's all right. Look,
I'm a loudmouth. I'm boring.
A loudmouth.
No,
you're a loudmouth.
Not at all. That's a good set, and we should continue with that discussion down the road. Absolutely.
Yeah. I can't even get. I really am not against guns. I just think that the NRA is like, all right, already, we get it.
No, they are. I think there's douchebags on both sides. I think that guy from that clip who's going like, I'm glad now I can defend. Nothing's ever happened to him. Nothing ever will happen to him.
You never
But he's
know.
enjoying, I'm glad I now get to have a gun and an erection without people bothering me.
Guns are great to have. It's a great feeling of security.
Yeah.
It's great to go to the range, blast off some rounds.
I think a lot of people that want to have guns are stupid and they're morons. But then there's people who aren't. Guess which one you are.
I'm still trying to figure that one out.
We all are.